Well, welcome to my studio. Today I'm working on a portrait of 3 cats. These are called Ragdoll Cats, and this is Max, Emma, and Tina. And since they're white, I'm going to take some artistic license and I'm going to have them in a courtyard that has red, kind of muted, dusty red walls and a Spanish tile floor. So I'll start with the walls. This is a mixture, these are mixtures, I showed my color mixtures, and these are mixes of mud, which is 2 parts of ultramarine blue plus 1 part of alizarin crimson. I've added cadmium red light into that, and I've also added some extra alizarin crimson and then white. So that kind of gives me just a dusty red. This is really going to play up the whites in their coats, and they have blue eyes, so this will also really accentuate their blue eyes. The warmth of this will accentuate the coolness in their eyes. I'm going to just let it get a little bit lighter in here. I've made several shades. These are all combinations of those same colors. I'm going to let it get darker as it comes down here toward the floor. Work around Max's tail. And I'm also going to have that transition between the floor and the wall pretty soft. Soft edges recede, hard edges come forward. So I want that edge to be very soft. This is a mixture of ultramarine blue plus white plus a little bit of cadmium orange, and it just is a muted, cool color that goes back. So that transition between the wall and the floor is going to be pretty soft. And on this side then, Emma's tail streams out behind her, so we won't even have that transition. Let me go ahead here and clean out my big brush. These brushes, these square tipped brushes, are called bright brushes, and I really like these. I really prefer to use these. I started out using filberts, but once I found out about these brushes and started using them, I really just have adopted those, except for a few instances. I like them because with that corner, then you can come back in, and even with this big brush, I can get in there pretty close and make into a tight area and make my brush strokes. So I don't have to just keep pulling out different brushes. I want some subtle shade changes in this wall. Those old walls are rough and have texture and just character. See how I can just work around that drawing of Tina. Now the cats were washed in an oil wash of my mud plus liquid. And this has been allowed to dry overnight. Now, Tina over here, my collector sent me a picture that he had taken of her yesterday, and it just was perfect. So actually I redrew her. So that wash is still a little wet, but I'll be careful working around that. Now these, if I come, let's see, I say I come over that ear. I can come back, since that washed in area is dry, I can come back and just lift with a clean brush, lift that color off. Now I won't be able to do it on Tina because she's wet. That wash is wet. But right here I can just take that color off of there and I still have my sketch. So that's one of the things that I really like about washing in my subject matter first in that oil wash. Just helps establish my values and the details. A lot of artists just, kind of pencil in their subjects and start painting, but this works for me. Everybody works differently. It's just like different artists like different brushes, and it's all individual. It's like the way you comb your hair or put on a hat. We're all different, and we prefer different things. So I work around Emma here, and she comes down. Max's ear breaks up a little bit over her back, which him coming up above her back helps give the feeling of distance. When you have elements overlapping in a painting, that helps to give you depth. So with her back going behind his ear and his ear breaking up above her back, that helps to give that feeling of depth. And I'm going to bring some of this darker color back here, because they're just subtly casting. The light's coming in from the left, so this will be darker because they're subtly casting shadows. I'm not going to have distinct shadows, but this will be darker. Now my background will stay wet for a couple of days, which then makes it really easy when I come back and start working their fur, because then I can get really soft edges into that background. A little around her ears. I have to be careful around her ears again, this wash on her is wet, so I can't get out of the lines. Can't get over the lines. But you can see with that corner of that brush, I can get right in there. See if I can do it this way where you can see it. You can see that corner comes around, and I can just use the corner of the brush to get right in there. And then I'll have a little overlap here. Pull my glove up so you can see this. I have a little overlap here where Tina's body comes in front of Emma. So that places Emma in back of her. So we've overlapped the three kitties. Now see, I came over my sketch there. So it's very easy then to pull that color off. And you have to use a clean brush dipped in the thinner. Now I use terpenoid odorless thinner because my easel and painting setup is in what is normally people's living room. That's our studio. And so we don't want that turpentine smell in the house. So this odorless thinner is really good. If you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or any of those home improvement stores, the odorless thinner they have is really not, unfortunately, is not odorless. It's cheaper, but it smells. It definitely has an odor, so this terpenoid really is a good. Just bring a little texture into this. Into that wall. I'm going to bring this a little bit lighter down here. But again, I want that transition between the floor and the wall to be soft. Now I've got a couple of funny brush strokes right there that I want to do a little darker one right. Still have a funny one right there. That light just got a little. There we go. I really appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. I also have a blog where I show the step-by-step process of the complete painting and have descriptions. So to visit my blog, the link is in the description below. The address is also on the final frame of my YouTube video. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you'll come back again and watch, and thank you again for visiting the studio. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.